Welcome back to the DAZN Boxing Show. I go by the name of Ak.
And I'm Barack, the Boxing Bully.
Big heavyweight showdown this weekend. Not Saturday, Sunday. I'm talking about Ortiz, Ruiz. Let's get into it. It's the opening bell. Look, Barack, you know, I just saw a clip of Deontay Wilder touching on Luis Ortiz and how he's backing him. Obviously, they develop a bond and he's become friends with him. And he says, you know, people got a lot to say about Luis's age, but he's still in there risking his life. He's still winning. I mean, he's the only guy to beat him twice. So he hasn't lost to anybody else, right? So his track, it's funny, Barack, but I noticed that these two fighters, that's Andy Ruiz and Luis Ortiz, are going to be fighting this Sunday. They have very similar records. Obviously, Luis is a lot older, but the records are very similar. Knockout ratio is similar. I mean, Ortiz has 33-2. Ruiz is 34-2. Ortiz has a higher knockout ratio, so he can punch. A lot of people are judging this fight based on Luis's outing against Charles Martin. Here's the difference, Barack, and what stood out to me, and I like your take on it. The inactivity of Andy Ruiz. He's been out for 16 months, and Ortiz just fought at the beginning of this year in January. So the inactivity, I think, will play a major part. Will it be enough for Ortiz to beat the younger guy, though?
Inactivity for the younger guy, I don't think it's going to matter that much. I kind of like what Andy Ruiz has been saying lately. I saw him on A Good Fight with Kate Abdo, and he said past camps been focusing on losing weight because he was trying to look the part. And now he's like, wait a minute, I got here fat. I'm going to stay here fat. I don't really care how I look. I just care about how I perform. And he didn't look so good against Chris Arreola as well. Now, the difference is he got dropped early in the first round, just like Ortiz did against Charles Martin, but he got up and he had a lot more energy. He had a lot more legs. Now, Ortiz, who Wilder's right, back in the day when he was in his late 30s, everybody talked about how old he was. Everybody's making fun of him, but nobody wanted to fight him. You know, but now he's 43, and now against Charles Martin, I have to admit, his legs, he didn't even look like he had good balance in that fight. And it might have been something else. It might not have even been age. It might have been something else he was dealing with. But he was able to still get dropped in the first round, get dropped in the fourth round, and still come back and finish Charles Martin in the sixth round.
But he didn't look solid. He
that's
didn't look
skill. That's why I say I think the layoff is not going to hurt Andy Ruiz. Right. And I think he's fighting a different Ortiz than Wilder fought, know, or the Ortiz that was scary that nobody wanted to fight at one time. Plus, he's left-handed and he's a big guy. Scary.
So it's safe to say that, you know, maybe the difference in this fight is going to be the guy that can absorb a punch a little bit better and recover quickly, like Andy Ruiz was able to do against Joshua, who's one of the hugest punchers in the heavyweight division, against Arreola. Recover quickly, youth, I don't know, even though I hate to say athleticism, but he is athletic. You know, even though he might not look it, he's an athletic fighter because of his hand speed and his conditioning as far as, recovering from a shot. And it doesn't seem, to your point, it doesn't seem like Luis Ortiz is able to recover from shots the same way as he would have when he was younger. That can be the difference in a fight, but that's not saying that, you know, that Luis Ortiz can't hurt Andy Ruiz and maybe finish him if he does. That's why this fight is so interesting. And the fact that this is pretty much his last hurrah, and I'm talking about Luis Ortiz.
I mean, damn, can Andy Ruiz suffer a loss from Luis Ortiz either? Like, I'm sure he has a lot more
No, I don't think
room.
So. Sorry.
I'm sure, exactly. I'm sure he has a lot more room because he's young. He's about to turn 33 years old, 10 years younger than Ortiz.
What would that say for him moving forward in the heavyweight division?
If he was to lose?
If he were to lose, what does that say for him moving forward, wanting the bigger fights, wanting an opportunity to get back to the top?
He's going to have to slide down that ladder. It's going to be a big slide. It's going to be a big slide down Jacob's ladder, you know, but he has the opportunity to get back up, I believe, and he has the young legs to do it. Now, understand something, that when you're as skillful, especially in the heavyweight division, as a Luis Ortiz, then age is a factor, but when you got skill and you're able to box and bang, you can pull off fights like beating Charles Martin after being dropped twice and not even looking like you have good balance. Let's just say there was an issue that Luis Ortiz was dealing with, and he comes into this fight and he's the other Ortiz that we know that's able to bounce off on his toes.
Well, I mean, I guess
that Ortiz is going to be a problem for anybody, especially Andy Ruiz.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, I think that's what his team is hoping for. That's what the fight fans that want to see a competitive fight, that's what they're hoping for. And again, you know, when they feel like they don't have much time left, sometimes they leave it all on the line. And I just think that Luis Ortiz is heading in that direction. I don't care how you slice it. The man is getting older. This is a young man's sport. Father Time is undefeated, as they say. And yes, there is anomalies like Bernard Hopkins and other guys like that. Not too many. Can't even say too many. You know, maybe George Foreman I like to mention. But it's not likely, right, that you're going to get better and stronger as you get older. So this shot right here, beating the former unified heavyweight champion in Andy Ruiz, will say a lot for his career, and maybe he will get another big shot at somebody, you know?
100%.
So I think he has all the gain right here, but still a lot to lose, Luis Ortiz. And as far as Andy Ruiz, he doesn't win this fight, I don't know if he ever gets an opportunity to get back to the top. So it's a make it or break it fight. That's my opinion.
Who knows? You never really know. I'm agree with you though. It is probably a make it or break it fight. But I think that the guys that you named Bernard Hopkins, George Foreman, and all those guys, they changed their styles from when they were younger. Just like Floyd Mayweather. The reason why he's TBE, the best ever, is because he wasn't fighting at 36 the same way he was fighting at 26. And smart fighters that transition and develop a different style, like Jordan developed the fadeaway instead of dunking. You know, smart fighters live on to fight and can still be prosperous. And I think if Ortiz is skillful enough to change his style and relax on counterpunching and boxing and keeping him at bay, you've seen how Joshua beat him by keeping Andy Ruiz at bay. You never know, even with old legs, he might be able to pull off.
Is that why you don't start any trouble in the street anymore? Because you're getting old and you can't move as quick as you were when you were young.
Well, I stopped causing trouble in the street in my 20s. You know what I'm saying? So it don't. But I can still, bang with the best of them.
You can still put a little chokehold on somebody.
I still put a couple people to sleep. Absolutely.
All right. Well, listen, you guys don't want to miss it. But listen, Juan Francisco Estrada is also going to be mixing it up this weekend.
Is he fighting Roman Gonzalez? I'm asking.
No, he's not fighting Roman Gonzalez.
Just making sure.
All right. You know, he's fighting Cortez. All right, Argy Cortez. But listen, the fight is going to be in Mexico. It's another outing. He has an opportunity to show that he's still one of the top dogs. And I know people want, that Chocolatito fight once again.
Hey, I'd like to see him fight Bam, if not Chocolatito. Yes, I know he got to stay busy, and I know, and who knows how this fight's going to turn out, but I know he got to stay busy. But I'd love to see him fight Bam. I would love Roman.
It. I don't think it's a good idea for any of those guys to fight Bam, to be honest with you. But nevertheless, I know he wants those opportunities. But that's it. Also, Liam Smith is going to be mixing it up. Stop
acting like you're going to watch that fight.
Listen, what are you talking about? I am going to. I like Liam Smith. He's coming off a win, stopping Jesse Vargas. They went at it. Liam Smith is another fighter who's, I guess, in his last stretch. To get some big opportunities in
Absolutely.
The
and I got to commend him. Because some fighters, at that age, especially after reaching the top, fighting the guys like Canelo or whatever, and becoming champion at 154, some guys come back for the check. This guy is really, to beat Jesse Vargas, even though I know Jesse Vargas was on his way out too, and he's in politics or whatever, but he beat him convincingly. He stopped him. That's what I'm trying to say. And Jesse Vargas is a very tough competitor.
Those Smith brothers, they're cut from a certain cloth. Their pedigree is different. 100%. They're winners, and they come to win. So, all right, folks, that's our show for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Peace and love. Stay safe. We're out of here.